All right. Hello, hello. It's time for another edition of the Black Belt Newscast. We are live from Marengo County and
And from Dallas County.
Dallas County. I'm Cindy Fisher. I'm publisher.
I'm Todd Prater, staff writer.
All right, guys. We have so much to talk about. First of all, it was supposed to be a wintry weather day.
Yeah, for some of us it actually is, but luckily those of us in the Black Belt area, for the most part, managed to avoid the bad weather. We got a lot of rain and some cold temperatures, but thank you, Lord, no ice and no snow.
Yeah. When I woke up at 6:30, it was 36. So
Wow,
that's not
yeah.
to do anything. Sorry, guys. I
My
know
mom
some
and dad sent pictures of
videos of
Hoover.
greening.
Yeah, I got pictures of Hoover from my mom and dad and my sister, and pictures of Huntsville from my other sister. And they are winter wonderland, but thankfully we managed to avoid that bullet.
Right. And so the roads are not as dangerous as we thought they would be. And, of
No.
course, I know a lot of schools closed today. And we have a story online if you want to know everybody that closed for today, that listed all those. We try to do those kind of updates. We are your information source in the Black Belt, trying to keep you informed on everything that's going on. So we did have a list of all the schools that were closing. And yeah, it ended up just raining. But that's okay because it's not as dangerous as being icy. We'll take it.
Amen.
Down here, it's not like we have the plow trucks and the sand trucks and stuff. So
Yeah, right.
gotta do what you gotta do. All right. So sorry guys, no winter weather this time. Maybe next week when we talk again. I don't know. It may be 65 when we talk next week.
Well, that'd be nice.
Yeah. But one of the things we do want to do today is talk about the 2-year anniversary of the Selma tornado. It hit on January 12th, 2023, which is
Yeah.
Sunday. And it's kind of amazing that here we are 2 years later. And Todd, you did a drive around to get,
Yeah,
you've been going down the same roads for the last, well, right after, and then last year, and now you just went yesterday, right?
that is correct. And of course, there's more than what the video, what we had than what we have here, but we just don't have time in this newscast. We'll maybe put some up later. But this is literally a day after the tornado. That's the Bowling residence that got
That's
completely
so
decimated on Old
horrible.
Orville Road. This is a year after the tornado, and you see the tremendous change in that same area and how they started cleaning things up. And this is just yesterday. They actually have started putting the house back, and obviously all the debris was clean. That's one of the first things that they did was clean up debris so you can see what damage was. Now, this is the day after the tornado
Yeah.
on Vaughn Memorial Drive, and the house is severely damaged and some of them completely destroyed. But a day after, even, there were people out already starting to secure the homes, and excuse me, still piles of debris were there, though. That is right here is our friend Jeff Cothran and the United Way house, and
Right.
he was hit pretty hard the day of the tornado. Then this is a year later, that house restored completely. A sad story about that house, though, coming up. That one's still a problem, still a scar, and there's still a lot of scars in many of the neighborhoods. As a matter of fact, we recently had stories about the Mennonites and other groups still in town, still helping on some of the more hard-hit areas of Selma. There's the United Way house a year later.
Is this 2 years later? So here we are now, 2 years later, you're still seeing issues. And
That house was burned in a fire after it was restored, but the house next to it still unrepaired, and don't know the people, don't know the story, but as I said, there are still scars all over Selma 2 years later, and we've had stories about people still in town helping. So it's not going to be. I mean, this is a process that's going to take years to completely recover, and there'll probably never be a time that we don't see some scar of that tornado. But this is just yesterday, and there's Jeff Cothran, the United Way house, again 2 years later.
Yeah, and it actually looks pretty good, but
Yeah, it does.
story in this week's print edition of Sun, it talks about the efforts for the long-term recovery group, which we've mentioned them a couple of times in the last few weeks because the look to 25, we know that that's an issue.
Right.
Don't you love live?
That time of year.
Live broadcast. And so we do have a meteor story that has a lot of other avenues that are being taken to get
right.
Yep.
And that just and the areas that I drove down yesterday, there are many more areas that I've been able to drive. It's just that it would take the whole newscast. There are a less fortunate or a less affluent areas of town that I've had video that I just didn't get time to go yesterday to get to them that are still showing scars. And those are the areas where the Mennonites have actually built houses from scratch. So, you know, it's an ongoing process.
Story about the housing efforts is something we talk a lot about in that story.
Right.
More housing through NACA and the city's partnership with that. And so go check out Selma Sun print edition. Yeah. All right. So another thing that happened this week, and we also had on the cover of our print edition, is about the Selma superintendent search. They announced at their meeting on Tuesday night, the board got a list of 5 top candidates that a search firm has identified, and they listed the pros and cons of them. And you can check out that list at blackbeltnewsnetwork.com/education. It's under our education tab. It's also under the Dallas County tab. And it's an interesting process because, you know, they did do surveys of the parents and the community. They've had in-person community meetings. And this is, tell us about the search person here.
Right. That's Susan Salter from the Alabama Association of School Boards, which is an organization that helps. And these are the 5 candidates. You'll see these same pictures on blackbeltnewsnetwork.com where you can actually read the little things, see more about them. But that association helps different school boards with various things and events, including searching for superintendents. And Susan Salter is the lady who's in charge of helping the Selma City School Board find their new superintendent. And there's a vetting process that they go through, and they narrowed it down from, I believe she said there were 30 candidates, and they narrowed it down to these top 5, which they'll be interviewing for the job next week, this upcoming week. They'll interview all 5 of them and, you know, take them around to the different schools and kind of let them learn the system and let the system learn them. Each of the board members will meet with those candidates and travel with them around the county around the city to see what they have to say about the schools. And from that, they'll determine the new superintendent. Hopefully, I believe they said by February. Yeah, there is actually I want to say, isn't it 90 days, Cindy, that they have to put a new superintendent?
The total is 180 days. But maybe at the now left is 90 days. But it is an interesting process. You know, only one, that last one, Tara Smith, is the only local. She has experience in 20 years, actually, 10 as a teacher, 10 as a principal in the Selma City schools. The others, including one of them, is from South Bend, Indiana. So you got, so one's Tuscaloosa County schools. So go read up more about them at blackbeltnewsnetwork.com and see who the candidates are. And we'll keep you posted on who they end up hiring.
And we also have the Dallas County schools is looking for a superintendent too. So
Selma is not the only one. Montgomery is looking for a superintendent. Demopolis
Montgomery,
for a superintendent, and Dallas County will be at June when the contract ends for the current superintendent. So it is not easy to get folks to move down here and to understand and know the challenges that we already have and to come into that, learn it, and then tackle it. So we did have 2 years with the last superintendent. We had 5 years with the one before, but it is actually average of 2 years for major city boards or superintendents really only make it about 2 years. And a lot of it is the challenges that are in place, and they find another option and leave. So I know that one thing they had said during the meeting was they're looking for longevity. So we'll see. I'm going to move over to Marion, and we're going to talk a little bit about the Marion Post Office is in the process of being renamed for Albert Turner Sr., who is a very well-known civil rights leader. And the Senate, the effort is a legislation that had to be brought up by Terry Sewell, our representative, and it has passed the U.S. Senate. And now it goes to President Biden for his signature. I guess he's got a week to do it before he leaves, or 2 weeks. We'll be posted on when that becomes official. But it's an honor for all of the things and the legacy that he has left behind. Of course, you know, his son, Albert Turner Jr., is the commission chairman. All right. Staying in Marion for a minute, Marion City Councilman has resigned. He is sick, and so he has resigned. And that post is now open and will be appointed by the council until the elections in August, which we talked about last week, how the municipal elections are going on this year, and they are one of them. So that opening is coming. Apparently, he has had this position before and resigned for illness as well. Ran again, got the seat. So we wish him well and hope that he gets better. Mr. Pearson.
Yeah.
All right. Let's go over to Demopolis for a second. So the healthcare
I like Demopolis.
Have named a new board member. And so this is a foundation for the Alabama School of Healthcare Sciences Foundation, and they have named Keela Seawright, and she's the account director for this Medical Place Inc. And they sell medical products. She's got 20 years of experience in business. She's an Auburn alum, so here you go. This is one of their latest board members. I know that they've got a lot of plans for this year to get moving, hoping to break ground in the summer and have it open in 26. So there's a lot of movement going on with the Healthcare High School Foundation Board. They're currently looking for an executive director, but they have interim in Rob Pearson, and they're hoping that the person that takes over will be big into fundraising, because that is something they need. It's going to be $60 million. They've got $28 million from Bloomberg philanthropy project. Got a lot of ground to cover for raising money. So that is in Demopolis, what's going on right now. Now, tell us about this conceal carry rule that is a year now since it was approved. And you've got an interview.
Yes, we did an interview last year with Sheriff Mike Grantham of Dallas County about the concealed carry law and what he thought it would do. Today, excuse me, this morning I had a chance to sit down with him and look back on the first year of it's actually open carry, the open carry law. And we talked to him about how the open carry law has affected us over the last year. This interview will be on Black Belt News Network shortly. As a matter of fact, I was working on editing it right before we did the newscast. And as far as editing, we're not going to take anything out. Everything he said is pertinent and important. I'm going to put our little logo at the beginning and logo at the end, and you'll be able to hear everything that he and I spoke about. Very good information, very important. And I'll give you a little hint, a little spoiler alert. Because of open carry, he believes that, yes, that has contributed to crime taking a slight uptick over the last year. All the details are coming up.
All right. We will look for that full report. You can check out blackbeltnewsnetwork.com is where we have all of our stories that are posted. I've actually been working on basketball coverage increase this week. So you go check out. There is a roundup going on. It's me and a couple others putting together some basketball coverage. Letty has sent her stories in, so there's a couple of good stories and photos. I'm trying to hit a couple of the other markets so we can make sure we let you know what's going on in the basketball world. And this is girls and boys basketball that is really going on. So go check us out at blackbeltnewsnetwork.com on the sports. And if you've got stories that you want to share with us, go to news at blackbeltnewsnetwork.com. It's the best way to send us. We can't be everywhere. If you're at a basketball game, take some pictures and text it to us or email it to this address. We do want to do a quick black belt roundup.
All right.
And so we're going to run through a couple of other stories that are going on. I do want to share that there is a new, and I'm going to see if I can share my screen. There's a new, nope. Sorry, I hit the wrong button. Hit the wrong button. There's a new police chief in Montgomery. Right here, we've got James Grayboys. Now, he's been interim for a little while. And over after the issues with the previous Chief Albert that they had released back in June. And so this is their new and made an announcement this week that he's been named the permanent head of the police department. So go check out blackbeltnewsnetwork.com and you can see more information about this new chief. It's kind of important in our market. I know they've had a lot of issue with gun violence like we have. So check out that. I wanted to make mention of, when we talked about the tornado, the area around Laney's got hit really bad. And Laney's reopened over the summer. And they actually made a restaurants you've got to try in 2025 list by AL.com, which is really awesome that we made that. That's only 25 restaurants to see in 25. And Laney's is one of them. It's pretty exciting.
And rightfully so. If you haven't eaten there, oh my gosh.
I know. It's so worth it. Also, coming up is the Unity Breakfast.
Oh, yeah.
So the MLK Unity Breakfast, this is the 32nd annual. And this is held at Links Incorporated. And they do it at Wallace Community College. Tickets are still available. So you can actually be there for it. This year is the 30 years and beyond. They're talking about unifying and leading at every level. They've got a guest speaker, Vanessa Falls, with the Lewis Incorporated, so the Southern Area Director for them. Really exciting program. They do this every year. We've been every year as well. And I just wanted to mention real quick, there's a new grant that's open. And that is the Black Belt Community Foundation opened their grant on the 7th. What is that? 3 days ago?
Yeah.
And this is for community organizations, arts and community based. We're actually going to put in for a grant because we are a part nonprofit now, and want you guys to look at this option as well for funding for projects that you've got going on across the Black Belt. So it's a really good thing to know that's going on and that this is open and available.
Yeah.
You can help us get our news out to everybody by being a community correspondent. And we
That's
do.
Big help, yeah.
Yeah, you could be a freelancer essentially for us and cover things. We get some really great submissions from a lot of folks in Dallas County. We'd love to have some more in the other counties, Wilcox and Marengo. Lowndes County, send your stories and photos. We will pay you for that and share it with the community, because that's our goal, is to share the information that we have with you so that we can all connect and be a part of this community together. And one way to get all the headlines that we and the community correspondents are putting together is to sign up for our daily newsletter. It comes out at 3:00 every day in your email. It is free. All of our content is available for free. We do not put up a paywall. We are now, like I said, we can take donations, and we are instead taking donations so that we can keep our content free. So if you feel it in your heart and your pocketbook and handle it, give us $10 a month would be amazing. If you go to Black Belt News Network, and there's a red donate button, not donut, donate.
You must be
You
hungry.
can give donuts to us too if you want. Love that. It's the best. We are live. So, if you say something wrong, just say it. Sign up for the daily newsletter and also make a donation. We love you guys. We have quite a few that have been doing that lately and keeping us going. Camping in the Black Belt came out. Our first episode came out before the new year. We've got another one coming. So
it's coming. It'll be
out on our YouTube.
It'll be out. I'll be ready to put it out by the end of this week, if not sooner. And it's a good one. It's Fosque Park in Demopolis.
That's right. Fosque is in Demopolis. Marengo County is our second location. Our first one is Grist Park in Dallas County, and it was so fun. You have to go check it out. We now are covering outdoors. I just want to show you. All you have to do is follow us on Facebook, and you'll get all these information about bass tournaments. And we are also doing deer it's hunting season. So if you
matter of fact, the most recent one, Travis and Kelly hunted. The funniest thing, Travis took Kelly's gun and got himself a deer with a bullet she left in the gun. She didn't want to be, showed up, so she went out and got two. And that's up there right now.
Yep, you can learn more about that at our Facebook page. I took this video a while ago. We got a lot of more followers now, but it is so fun to be able to share all what we love about the ecotourism and the economy here, and the outdoors and the Black Belt.
Yeah, a lot of fun stuff.
I always like to say thank you to our sponsors.
Thank you, Mr. Miller.
Thank you, Randall Miller. Give a thoughtful final gift to your family by pre-planning your funeral. And you can call one of their advisors who will work with you at 334-874-9081. Randall Miller Funeral Service.com. And you can be a sponsor too. Just email us at newsnetwork.com. If you have a favorite business that you work with, send them to us, and we can help them get out the word about what it is that they're doing. And of course, I mentioned donations. Here's a QR code. If you want to make a tax-deductible donation to us. We got 2 in the mail yesterday. It's pretty exciting to get the support from you guys as you're hearing more about what we're doing. And we're doing the best we can to cover our community. And then follow us. The best way really is follow us on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, at Black Belt News Network. And that's another way to keep up with us. That's really where we get a lot of our traffic, is from that and the email, because our email comes out at 3 and everybody loves those headlines.
And, we were talking about yesterday, Cindy, you and I choose to do this. We choose to live in the Black Belt because we love it here and we love the people. And we want to do better and more to cover the people and the stories. So please send us stuff. Let us know what's going on. And be sure you subscribe to our newsletter. And, go up on the website, check out our YouTubes. Support us so we can support you better.
Absolutely. We're here for you guys, and we will see you next Friday with another edition of the Black Belt Newscast.
Thank you.